From a sweet talker who smiled through his lies.
It's about seeing the that you with. What about this little girl, all right?
If you care that much about her, where the you been?
Right, Mom.
Where the you...
To a fiery con who made fans want to throw their remotes.
I never scammed you. I've been there for you. I've done everything.
Me? You bull me the whole time. What do you mean that's scam?
You.
You lied to me about your age. That's scamming me.
It's not scamming.
You lied to me about your kids. That's scamming me.
Some lied, some cheated, and some just didn't care. These are the most hated Love After Lockup cast members. The ones who brought drama, chaos, and left fans furious every time they showed up. Meet the woman who made fans wonder if anyone could really be this cruel to someone who loved them. From the moment Destiny Folsom stepped onto the screen, she made it clear she wasn't here to play by the rules or anyone's expectations. Her relationship with Sean Osborne was rocky from the start. He was the quiet, awkward father of 6 who emptied his savings to post Destiny's $50,000 bond.
If she does misquote or something does go haywire, the last thing I want to have you do is lose $50,000. I don't
want to lose $50,000 either. I think I know her enough to where that I feel comfortable doing this. And my dad was in prison.
She was the fiery, unpredictable ex-con who had barely any interest in playing the part of a loyal fiancé. And viewers clocked it fast. This wasn't love. This was chaos waiting to explode. Destiny had a way of flipping the switch in seconds. One minute she'd be laughing and affectionate, the next she was screaming, storming off, or demanding more money. She didn't hide the fact that she was seeing other people.
Hello?
What are you calling for me now for?
You owe me, Sean.
I don't know you.
Yeah, actually you do, Sean.
10 for the ring, 10 for the car.
No. The car wasn't hers. The ring, like nothing that she had.
She didn't care about Sean's kids, his feelings, or even his finances. To many fans, she seemed cold, calculating, and selfish. While the show thrives on drama, Destiny brought a level of emotional recklessness that pushed fans from entertained to infuriated.
I gotta pay money?
It's like a down payment on the relationship, and it's gonna be fine.
I can, I guess. So far, I spent $35,000 on Destiny. Phone calls and commissary.
What really sealed her status as one of the most hated cast members was how unapologetic she was. She didn't try to fake being in love. She made outrageous demands, consistently accused Sean of lying, and even tried to keep his car after their breakup. Even when she got arrested again, she didn't seem shaken or remorseful, just annoyed.
Well, obviously I know that. I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize me going back. Like, I'm not ever going back. But if I want to drink sometimes, I'm going to drink. I want to have fun.
Fans didn't just dislike Destiny, they were angry. Angry that she used Sean, angry that she seemed proud of it, and angry that she never once seemed to care about the destruction she left behind. While some cast members get redemption arcs, Destiny doubled down every time.
I'll still beat the out of you.
Right.
Do something about it.
Listen,
Okay?
No, stop. We're gonna stop. One at a time, you guys talk, get it out.
No, then tell her to quit being disrespectful.
Today she remains one of the most talked about villains in Love After Lockup history. Her name is almost always mentioned when fans list the worst offenders. Then there's the charmer who proved that the sweetest smiles can hide the most dangerous lies. When Michael Simmons first appeared on Love After Lockup, he came across as calm, confident, and charming. But it didn't take long for fans to realize that under that cool surface was a master manipulator who left heartbreak and chaos in his wake. From juggling multiple women to lying with a straight face, Michael quickly earned a reputation as one of the most toxic men the show has ever featured.
I'm currently on Tether. I just enrolled into school for business, entrepreneurship, so that's been one of my passions. The biggest difference between being in a relationship from in jail.
His story with Megan was the definition of messy. Megan believed she was Michael's one and only, even saving herself for him. But behind the scenes, Michael was already married to Sarah and had a child with her. He lied to both women, promising love and commitment while playing them against each other. And he did it all with a smug grin and zero guilt. This went beyond cheating. It was a whole new level of deception.
Hour and a half, and you haven't been answering my call.
I seen your missed call.
And my text messages, and you can't reply.
I was on my way.
The point is, we had like ground rules when you got here to communicate with me.
What made it worse was how effortlessly he kept the lies going. Michael could sit there looking completely unbothered even when caught red-handed. He made excuses, deflected blame, and somehow convinced each woman to stay a little longer. It was infuriating to watch. Sarah gave him multiple chances. Megan stayed in the picture far longer than she should have, and fans were left watching in disbelief as he dodged responsibility at every turn.
Listen, my plan is to see you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right? That's if mommy let me.
Even as his lies unraveled, Michael never changed. He brought more women into the mix, showed up late for his kids, and acted like his charm could fix anything. To many viewers, he wasn't just selfish, he was dangerous. He played with people's hearts, left emotional damage behind, and walked away without flinching.
Rain!
It's about rain.
On her birth, come on, girl. I can't.
No,
Listen, regardless if you moving on or whatever, but to try it like that, it's about seeing the that you with. What about this little girl, all right?
What truly pushed fans over the edge was how little he seemed to care. There was never a real apology, never a moment of honest reflection, just smooth lines, half-truths, and a smirk. And while other cast members got called out for their behavior, Michael kept sliding by, acting like he was untouchable.
Basically all over the country. I paid for that phone for you to call your kids, but you never answer your phone, you never call. You always say that you're unable to call, that you're unable to speak to those children.
You can't say you never get a hold of me.
To this day, Michael Simmons remains one of the most hated and unforgettable faces in Love After Lockup. Not because he yelled or fought, but because he quietly wrecked lives with a smile. And that's made him even more dangerous. But if you think manipulation has limits, meet the woman who turned love into a $90,000 con game. When it came to drama on Love After Lockup, Lizzie Gomez became louder, messier, and wilder than anyone could have imagined. From the moment she was introduced, it was clear she had a powerful grip on Scott Davey, the man who spent nearly $90,000 on her while she was behind bars. That alone had fans raising eyebrows. But as her story unfolded, things went from suspicious to downright messy.
He just wants to hold my hand and get a peck on the cheek every once in a while.
It sounds like that, you're kind of just maybe using him.
I don't believe I use Scott because he just gives.
I mean...
Scott believed he had found love. He spent years sending Lizzie money, supporting her and her daughter, and planning a future together. But when Lizzie was released, it didn't take long for the truth to surface. She was never truly invested. She constantly criticized Scott, mocked his looks, and accused him of lying, even though he had been nothing but loyal. And while she claimed to want a fresh start, viewers saw someone who was more interested in power than partnership.
So, Mom.
Yes.
Are you sure?
I love this dress.
Could you see yourself walking down the aisle?
I could see myself walking down the aisle. Yes.
Scott waiting there.
Lizzie's manipulative nature became more obvious with each episode. She shifted blame, twisted stories, and played the victim when things didn't go her way. Even her own daughter, Jasmine, wasn't fooled. Jasmine called her out for using Scott and warned him not to get sucked in. But by then, the damage was already done. Lizzie had drained his wallet and crushed his hopes, and she did it all while acting like he was the problem.
I could never send it to you, and I wanted to give it to you in person.
I just wanted to get to know him. Like, let me try and find out what you're about, what you're like, before you, throw rings at me. Why do you guys always throw material at...
What made Lizzie stand out wasn't just her lies, it was her attitude. She didn't show guilt or regret. Instead, she flaunted her freedom, flirted with other men, and treated Scott like a backup plan. She acted entitled, demanding constant attention and financial help, even after making it clear she wasn't interested in being with him long term.
Feels amazing being on my own. I'm so independent now. I have my own job. Since I've been broken up with Scott, I actually work in a factory. I don't take my clothes off.
And just when fans thought she might disappear from the spotlight, Lizzie kept showing up in headlines. From legal troubles to social media fights, she proved that the drama didn't end when the camera stopped rolling.
Okay. A few days ago, I gave Lindsay my credit card to go shopping, and when I looked at my account this morning, she spent $2,000. I didn't think she was spending that much money, and I think she's using me.
Today, Lizzie Gomez is remembered as one of the most manipulative and self-serving cast members in Love After Lockup history. Sometimes the most hated stories are also the saddest, and this one will break your heart while making you angry. Tracy Wagaman's time on Love After Lockup was unforgettable, not just because of the chaos she brought, but because of the heartbreak behind it. When fans first met her, she had just been released from prison and was headed straight into the arms of Clint Brady, a man completely smitten and ready to start their life together. But Tracy had other battles, ones that didn't go away with a wedding ring or reality TV fame.
You know, I only have 2 days, and I'm off parole.
No more having to
Yes!
report.
No more meetings,
I don't have to take
no
you
more
anywhere.
money,
Can't come
no
into
more
our house anymore.
None of that. It's done.
Oh my God. Oh.
I've been in Hobbs for 2.5 months.
From the beginning, Tracy's struggle with addiction shaped her entire storyline. Just hours after marrying Clint, she disappeared. Not for a few minutes, for days. And when she came back, she was arrested again. That shocking moment set the tone for what would be a long, painful spiral. Viewers were torn. Some were angry, others were heartbroken, but no one could look away.
Found a weed pipe on me.
I heard Clint in the background getting arrested. It was just too fast. There was no hiding what I had.
Clint kept trying to help her. Over and over again, he gave her second chances, but Tracy's addiction kept pulling her back. She'd clean up and flash a hopeful smile like things were finally changing, only to relapse, vanish without warning, and turn that same love into sudden rage. It was a constant cycle of hope and disappointment, not just for Clint, but for everyone watching. And even though she had moments where it seemed like she was turning her life around, they never lasted.
What? What the f are you yelling at me for?
You know how I am.
What made Tracy's story so tragic was that underneath all the wild behavior, you could see glimpses of someone who wanted more. She was funny, bold, and full of personality, but she was also lost, hurt, and stuck in a battle she couldn't seem to win. Fans weren't just frustrated with her, they were worried, and unfortunately those fears became reality.
Come forward just a little bit. Perfect.
You look so beautiful.
Welcome, everyone. We are gathered here today.
In July 2021, Tracy Wagaman passed away just 1 week after giving birth to her second child. She was only 41. Her death sent shockwaves through the Love After Lockup community. Many fans who once criticized her suddenly saw her story in a different light. Behind the outrageous TV moments was a woman struggling deeply, someone who needed help and didn't get enough of it in time.
I was in this little county jail, and it just ate me alive in there. I mean, I'm stressing, my hair was falling out, and the food was just horrendous.
Today, Tracy's story stands as a haunting reminder that behind every headline and reality TV moment, there's a real person with real pain. And sometimes, the most unforgettable stories are the ones that end far too soon. Not every villain screams and fights. Some just flex in mirrors and fake their way through boring drama. Max K wasn't wild. He didn't throw tantrums, disappear after weddings, or cause massive blow-ups on camera, but somehow he still managed to become one of the most disliked cast members on Love After Lockup. Not because of what he did, but how he did it.
So what I do for a living, I do a lot of different things. You know, I graduated with my master's in biochemistry, but I haven't actually been working in the field lately. I've been doing a lot of social media stuff, modeling, a little bit of OnlyFans as well.
At first glance, Max seemed like a solid catch. He was clean-cut, into fitness, had a stable job as a personal trainer, and was all about appearances. Literally, half his scenes felt like audition tapes for an influencer gig. Shirtless workouts, mirror selfies, protein shakes. The guy was more in love with his own reflection than with the woman he claimed to be waiting for.
I'm talking to several girls at the moment. One of them is named Tara. She is in Georgia and she is locked up with a possession charge. And the other main one that I've been talking to is named Ironically enough, she is accused for murder, allegedly, but...
Max was supposedly in a relationship with Tara, a woman serving time. but she barely made an appearance. And that's where the red flags started flying. Viewers questioned if she even knew she was in a relationship. Max made vague calls, dropped her name often, and kept talking about how serious things were, but she was nowhere to be seen. That led to one big theory: the relationship was fake.
With JPay, especially with the phone calls, you can't just talk as long as you want. And on top of that, with JPay, you know, sometimes they even get in trouble and they don't have access to their messaging privileges, and I don't even get to know about that, so sometimes I'm in the dark for over a week.
And even when the show tried to shift focus, showing Max dating other women, pretending to be torn between love and loyalty, fans didn't buy it. His scenes felt scripted. His emotions didn't seem real. It was all too polished, too posed, and honestly, kinda dull. But the worst part? He acted like he was above everyone else. Max gave off major "I'm better than this show" energy, like he was slumming it for some quick fame.
Inmates being crazy or violent is honestly unfounded. It's only a small percentage of them, and honestly, one of my best friends growing up went to prison, so, you know, I know firsthand that just because you've been to prison doesn't mean you're crazy.
That attitude rubbed people the wrong way. While other cast members were messy but genuine, Max felt like he was chasing clout. He wanted exposure, followers, and attention, but without any real storyline to back it up. And fans didn't forget. Instead of being just forgettable, Max became annoying in a different way. He was boring, but cocky, shallow, but somehow still smug.
This is just weird. It feels pretty terrible that Tara stood me up on the video chat. Oh, what's going on? We said 1 o'clock, it's 1:15.
In the end, Max K didn't explode like the others, but he fizzled out just as fast. And to many fans, he's remembered as a pointless addition to the franchise. Not because he was the worst, but because he brought nothing to the table except gym selfies and fake drama. For a guy with abs and ambition, Max still ended up being one of the biggest letdowns in Love After Lockup history. What's worse than someone who yells? Someone who destroys lives with a gentle voice and a fake smile. Tony Wood didn't show up on Love After Lockup yelling, fighting, or breaking things, but he still managed to become one of the most hated cast members on the show. His calm voice and polite smile couldn't hide the fact that he was manipulative, selfish, and full of excuses.
It was the biggest punishment that I could have ever gotten. Okay? That's way worse than prison. That's way worse than anything else. I had to lose you to realize what a piece of shit I was.
And his long, messy relationship with Angela made viewers want to throw their remotes at the screen. Angela gave Tony everything. She waited years for him, sent money while he was in prison, and welcomed him into her home the second he was released. In return, Tony gave her lies, cheating, and constant disrespect. He told her he loved her, then turned around and snuck off to meet prostitutes at local motels. And when he got caught, he barely even looked guilty.
Angela, I promise to trust you and be trustworthy. Through the best of times and the worst of times, whatever may come, I will always be there.
Fans watched Angela forgive him over and over, and it only made things worse. Tony never changed. He kept lying, he kept disappearing, and he always had a new excuse ready to go. He played the victim like a pro, acting confused or overwhelmed whenever he got caught. But deep down, fans knew exactly what he was doing, using Angela for a place to stay, a second chance, and unconditional support.
He told me that you're seeing some guy, some inmate? What's that all about, huh?
It's none of your business, Tony.
So is that true or not?
Just leave it alone. It's
Leave
damn.
what alone? Now, you're gonna tell me about this,
This is
dude.
my life, dude, okay? You had your chance.
What made Tony so frustrating was how he hid behind his quiet tone and soft voice. He didn't yell, he didn't explode, but his behavior was just as toxic. He gaslit Angela into thinking things were her fault. He promised to do better, then went right back to cheating. It was a slow-motion train wreck that had viewers screaming, "Why is she still with him?"
So you've been talking to this mother the entire time you were with me.
All the times you screwed me around, guess whose shoulder I cried on?
You're the hypocrite. You've been trifling this whole time.
I'm not trifling.
Eventually, even Angela started to open her eyes, but by then, the damage was done and Tony's reputation was sealed. He wasn't just a cheater, he was a user. a sweet-talking con artist who played the long game. To this day, show's history.
Some laundry and stuff that, like, maybe we could go put away.
I gotta go pick up my laundry in prison, and it's not folded, but here, it's delivered to my room and folded. So, I don't know. I think I like it better here.
His relationship with Caitlin started with hope. She was caring, loyal, and genuinely excited to build a future with him. She had waited for him to get out of prison, supported him emotionally, and made real sacrifices to help him get on his feet. But the second Matt was released, his priorities became crystal clear, and none of them involved Caitlin.
So, giddy up, cowboy. Here we are. Let's do it.
Do what?
Well, like, the way you're speaking to me, your demeanor, I really...
Matt had zero interest in working, changing, or even pretending to be serious. He acted like a teenager in a grown man's body, messy, impulsive, and completely unreliable. Instead of finding a job, he disappeared for hours, hung out with sketchy people, and kept falling back into old habits. Caitlin tried to hold on, but it didn't take long for fans and eventually Caitlin herself to realize Matt wasn't just troubled, he was toxic.
Right, but I've heard stories, you know.
I'm committed to trying not to go back. Caitlin has 2 deal breakers for me. If I cheat on her, she's gone. And 2 would be if I go back to prison. This time I may have a chance to stay out because I just got someone that's down for me like Caitlin is, but...
What made Matt so infuriating wasn't just his actions, it was his attitude. He never took responsibility for anything. When he got arrested again, it was bad luck. When he treated Caitlin poorly, it was stress. He always had an excuse, but never a plan. And while other cast members at least tried to turn things around, Matt stayed stuck in self-destruction mode. Fans couldn't believe how much he threw away.
What?
I'm serious. It'll be all right.
Yeah, I know. I don't need people to do that to me all the time and tell me to settle down and calm down and be all right. It's okay, I know. I'm starting to sound like my mom.
He had someone who loved him, a second chance at freedom, and a fresh start, but all he cared about was chasing his next high and dodging any kind of responsibility. His behavior wasn't just disappointing, it was reckless, selfish, and at times downright pathetic.
Yeah, here's the thing. I would love to do it for you, and I know this is such a bad part of an interview, but I just got out of prison and I have no clothes.
Even after the show ended, Matt's legal troubles kept piling up. From drug charges to stolen vehicles, he continued to prove that change was never on his mind. Finally, meet the man who proved that sometimes you can be your own worst enemy in love. Sean Osborne became a Love After Lockup regular, not because fans loved him, but because they couldn't believe how many mistakes he kept making. From the moment he appeared on screen, he gave off desperate energy. A middle-aged man with 6 kids chasing after women just released from prison, throwing away money like it grew on trees, it was a recipe for disaster. And Sean never disappointed in that department.
On my way.
This car is in my name, I pay for it.
His first relationship with Destiny Folsom was an absolute train wreck. Sean emptied his savings to post her $50,000 bail, despite red flags flying in every direction. Destiny constantly screamed at him, disappeared for days, and openly admitted she was talking to other people. But instead of walking away, Sean clung to the relationship like it was his last chance at love. Fans weren't just frustrated, they were baffled. No matter how badly she treated him, he kept coming back with more cash, more gifts, and more promises.
Putting you on the hook 100%.
Okay.
So the cost of a bail bond is 10% of the bail amount. So the cost to bail her out of jail would be $5,000.
And just when you thought he'd learn his lesson, Sean moved on to Sarah. Another woman behind bars, another round of lies and half-truths. This time he didn't even tell her how many kids he had, something you'd expect to come up pretty early, but with Sean, hiding things was just part of the routine. And just like before, he was quickly in over his head.
Oh, she's hot.
Yes, she is.
I mean, I will date a criminal in a heartbeat like that. You know what I mean?
Now I know why you're risking everything.
Destiny's in jail for escape and drugs, and I don't hold anything against her because, you know...
What made Sean so maddening wasn't just his poor choices, it was how clueless he seemed through it all. He came across as emotionally immature, completely out of touch, and way too eager to impress women who barely respected him. His constant lying, begging, and love-bombing made viewers cringe, and every time a relationship exploded in his face, he played the victim like it wasn't his own fault for rushing into things blindly.
I'm sorry that you had to walk.
You're sorry you did this to me.
Well, you should have thought about it before you threw your ring at me and before you just decided to end it all.
I should have thought about that before.
Like, what did you think was going to happen?
Okay, well, I said it was over because...
Even when he wasn't being used, Sean still managed to cause drama by being dishonest and manipulative. He led people on, kept secrets, and always seemed to be one step away from another disaster. While other cast members were wild or toxic, Sean was just... exhausting.
That's it? Dude, no, that's not gonna work, Sean. So...
What are you thinking?
I was thinking maybe like 5 or 10.
1,000?
To many fans, Sean Osborne isn't just a character on Love After Lockup, he's the poster child of what not to do in a relationship. And after watching him crash and burn again and again, viewers agree on one thing: when it comes to love, Sean is his own worst enemy. Whether they were toxic, manipulative, clueless, or just downright chaotic, they gave fans plenty to talk about and yell at their screens over. Who do you think was the most hated? Drop your pick in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more reality TV deep dives.